And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you for joining me on Instagram. I appreciate you guys for joining me live. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or anywhere, we do this show each and every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to catch it live rather than watching the replay, again, every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But shout out to you guys who are in here right now. Thank you for joining. Come one and come all. What's going on, Muhammad? All right, Muhammad. And no Allah Akbar activity. I'm just playing. You gotta take a joke. Shout out to Kovacs. I appreciate you. What's going on to Eric? Brian, what's going on? Say I'm coming in loud and clear. Perfect. Tucker fan, what's going on from New Jersey? All right. Shout out to you, boss. Thank you for joining. The Sun is Orange says, would you be mad at me if I told you everything has made me apolitical? I won't be mad at you because, wherever you are on your journey, I support you in that position that you're in. So if I'm able to help you get to point A from, you know what I'm saying? If I can help you get from point A to point B and your point B is being apolitical, then it's fine. It's totally fine. She Runs and Falls says, ABL, please take us through your fasting routine. Okay. So my fasting routine, one of you guys inspired me to do it. One of you guys left a comment and said, you do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't know who you are, but if you're in the chat, shout out to you. And I see a lot of questions. I'm going to get to them. Shout out to you, Muhammad. I see your question. But from what I got from that particular person was they do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I can't really do Wednesday because when I do my live stream, like the big live stream, I got to have energy and I can't do that empty stomach. It just ain't going to be the same way it was. I gotta, on my days I fast, I don't stream. That's Monday and Friday. And it goes pretty good. I mean, Sunday night or Sunday afternoon, I had a pretty good meal. I had some filet mignon, medium rare, some rice, some broccoli and some shrimp. I mean, you talking about protein, a little bit of carbohydrates for my energy, but a lot of protein in that. So after that, I just didn't eat that Monday. And then I resumed today. Today, I have my regular fish, salmon, rice, avocado, tomato. That's my maintenance meal right there every day. So my maintenance meal is from Tuesday through Thursday, normally. If I go out to eat on a Thursday, I would have my regular salmon and rice meal with no salmon. And then later I would have like a small piece of fish at dinner, you see? So I break up my same regular meal into just a little bit more time rather than doing it at once. But my fasting, Monday and Friday for now. Cliche says, my husband, Martin, is the one that suggested you fast it that way. Okay. Shout out to Martin. All right. Shout out to Martin. That was a good idea. Cause I had done the fast before. When I do my fast, normally before that, I was doing 3 days at a time. My last fast was 3 days. So I did Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Well, I'm lying. So Wednesday I stopped eating and then I didn't eat Thursday, Friday. And then Saturday I broke it around the same time I had started on Wednesday, you see? So like 72 hours. So I did eat Saturday, but not until a certain time of the day, like about 3 or 4 o'clock. So yeah, that's pretty much my routine. Surfing. That's right. Absolutely. 100%. Got to have that protein in your diet. Got to have carbohydrates too. When you do keto all the way, that can cause problems because your body needs carbohydrates. Just not a box of cookies every day. Your body don't need that, but your body does need energy, not just protein. Dup says you should head here to New Orleans, Louisiana, and get your 32-inch oyster po' boy at the store called Banks. Okay. When I go to New Orleans, I'm going to that spot for sure. I'm definitely going to that spot. And that po' boy does sound good with the oysters. Look, me being from Virginia, we got the water right there too, Chesapeake Bay. So I grew up crabs, oyster, all of that. Oyster is more lately, but definitely everybody had crabs. Get that fried crab sandwich from Feather and Fin. You get the snow crabs from Farm Fresh. We grew up with that. Justice says, how do you feel about Marshall Taylor Greene, Carlson, Nick? That's a lot of questions right there. Honestly. Marshall Taylor Greene, she's done, so it don't really matter. But she needed to go. And this is why politicians shouldn't be in office forever. She was there for 3 terms, 5 years until she quit. So it was a good run. But it's time for somebody else to come in there. Tucker Carlson, he just getting his money. So I don't really pay him any attention. I don't really watch a lot of political people. If I don't, I think that if I don't watch Tucker's show, I'm not going to hear from Tucker. He doesn't really he's not necessarily relevant outside of his show, which is not a bad thing because he has a big following, but I'm just not a fan of a lot of political content because it just ain't really my thing. And Nick Fuentes is the voice of the young white male, the young white incel. That's what he is. He's the voice of the voiceless for his generation, for people that are, failure to launch, kids that's like 28 years old, still with their mom and dad, don't know what they want to do. The basement dwellers, guys that's trying to I don't know. I'm not sure if they're trying to escape the basement. I think if you want to escape your basement, you got to watch ABL. If you want to be happy in your basement, you watch Nick Fuentes. And that's what he's there for, in my humble opinion. Nothing against anybody that's in the basement, but at a certain point, you got to emerge from that because society cannot continue if the male populace is stuck in their basement, gambling, video games. I like video games too. I'm not really a big gambler, really. I don't even know how to gamble. I went to Vegas. They had me sitting in the casino. But they had me staying in the casino one time, went on the podcast. Shout out to you guys. I'm in the casino. So I go downstairs to the casino and I'm walking around these machines. I sat down at one and put some money in it, I guess. I don't know what was going on. I was kind of confused. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm like, this don't seem like it's fun. I feel like if you're 85 years old and you're a gambling addict, you would eat it up. But me, not really knowing about gambling, I don't know nothing about it. Prize picks, all of that is kind of foolish. I'll do some surefire bets, but for the most part, I don't even really get involved with that kind of thing. Okay, so for some people, that's what they want to do with their life. So some people are there to help influence them in that direction. I think Nick Fuentes is the guy. You want to play video games, you want to do sports betting, you kind of want to be a loser a little bit, not really dealing with women. Women are ugly, women are gay. All right, there you go. Now, once we get up out of that, grow up out of that phase, the little boy phase, and we become men, that's when you come to guys like me and many others. Not just me, but many others. Muhammad says, I do that fast for a month every year. It's really super healthy. So what fast you do? Like the Ramadan, like sun up to sundown, like how does your fast go? That's right, Boss Mason. Gotta always hydrate. That's the key to, that's something else. Thank you for that, Boss Mason. When you're fasting, make sure to hydrate. Oh yeah, when I'm fasting, I do a lot of orange juice. I know it has calories, but it's okay. I do orange juice, some of that Milo's tea. I do coconut water and regular water, but the orange juice, cranberry juice as well. Yeah, you got to stay hydrated and try to put nutritious fluids in your body if at all possible. You just want to avoid the solid food on your fasting days. For me, some people say when you fast, it's no water. Now, I don't know how you do that because your body got to have water. You could go a very long time without food, but water, you don't have the luxury. You need water. Even if you don't drink water, when you're eating food, you're drinking water because water's in the food. Now, some of y'all don't drink water and you're eating food that has very little water in it. Basically food that's dehydrated already. Y'all eating McDonald's. Y'all saw that Big Arch commercial where the CEO was eating it funny with a little bite. That was marketing. If that was marketing, by the way, McDonald's, that was brilliant. Shout out to your ad guys. But anyway, y'all saw that and then blew the Arch burger up. It ain't nothing but a McDonald's hamburger with some kind of special sauce on it. That's all it is. Hey, you got a McDonald's hamburger with special sauce. Y'all ate it up. But check it out. The way these things last a long time like that is that they're dehydrated. Okay. The more hydration you have, the easier it is to spoil quickly. Okay. That's kind of what's going on. When you have any kind of long stay meal or MRE, it's going to be completely dry. The humidity, the wetness, the moisture, the water will make it go bad quickly. So when you eat food that's meant to last a long time outside, it's going to dehydrate you and you're not drinking water. So that's going to be an issue. And you don't want to have your only liquid be coffee because y'all go to Starbucks. And the issue with Starbucks is that you got sugar. That's called diabetes at a certain point. You straight drinking your sugar, don't even know it. First thing in the morning, 1,000 calories of carbohydrate straight to your vein. Like it's dope. That's like, you might as well tie off and go ahead and bang that needle. That's basically what Starbucks is in the morning, but I'm going too deep. I'm sorry. My fault. I digress. Let me stop. I'm doing too much. All right. Lindsay says the app boy is supposed to be inexpensive, but for what the folks are charging these days, oysters sound good. Shout out to the oysters. Justice says, how do you feel about, Nick Fuentes, already read that. AOC also Hodge twins mad at Trump and Erica. Are they all mad at Erica? Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson, Marcia Taylor Greene, AOC, Hodge Twins are all mad at Trump and Erica? Why they mad at Erica for? Why they mad at Trump because of the war? I mean, they'd be all right. Everybody got entitled to their own opinion. You know what I mean? Everybody entitled to their own opinion. My question is, okay, what is an alternative to what they're mad at? Okay, you're mad that that's going on. So now what? What's your next course of action? We can be upset. Okay, that's fine. But what are you going to do about it? You're just going to be mad? I don't really understand. All right. Butcher says soft shell crab, po' boy, Nola. All right. Boss Mason says Tucker's lost it, in my opinion. Hey, I understand why you feel that way. Eric says, how long do you think the war in Iran will take? I'm thinking it ends in 4 to 5 days. Your thoughts? I don't know about 4 to 5 days, but I'm not sure how long it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a year's war, but I think it'll conclude some point in this year. I don't know about days though. Maybe some months. Totally. I don't know. We're going to have to see. I don't think it's going to be a year's war. The year's wars were done on purpose, in my opinion, to fuel the military industrial conflicts. But this one, I don't believe is for that same reason. Like I said before, if this is a war that ends quickly, which I anticipate that it will, although I don't have a timetable, then I'm for it. If it becomes a years long war, a forever war, then I'd be against it. But I'm not necessarily going to be upset with a thing that happens because I think it might go the wrong way. Because you can say, all right, we're going to do this thing and it's supposed to go this way. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. If it does, then it does. You know, promises aren't always kept, although you would like for them to be. But if I voted for you, I've been rocking with you for this long and you've been doing good so far, we're going to hope that you do the right thing and we're going to hold your feet to the fire. And whoever the next president is, if there's Marco, if there's JD or whoever, they're going to have to take any kind of hit they get from that. So they have the incentive to do a good job here. And I hope that before they launch this mission, they thoroughly examine the playfield. They thoroughly studied the objective and they have a good idea on how to achieve the objective with minimal casualties, both foreign and domestic. Boss Mason says, Candace is losing me. I understand how I feel about Candace, but look, Candace is just a girl. That's why I don't really listen to women at all, because I understand that they're going to say certain things that at a certain point, it's not going to make sense. And I don't want to be so harsh. I'm not going to say that at all. I'm just going to say sometimes when you're listening to women, like let's say, for example, I have women that I may follow and like as an influencer, like a Candace Owens or somebody like this. If I'm following them and I like most of what they say, I agree with them the majority of the way, then it's fine. Sometimes they're going to say things that you don't agree with because they're women and that's just what it is. So you can choose to just accept that about them or not. I choose to accept it. Now, personally, I don't really watch Candace or anybody because I've said before, I don't really watch political content because I don't want their good idea to get interspersed with my idea. I want to give you guys an original, clear thought without speaking like this. And then all of a sudden, one of her colloquialisms, one of her little sayings just comes out because I liked it. You see? So even before all this controversy, I didn't watch any of them anyway. And now that the controversy is here, it hasn't really changed. But for those who are upset, I'm just trying to explain why you may be upset and why it may not be a thing to be a deal breaker over. And if it is, then you're going to put pretty much every single woman in that same box. And the only time where that's not the case is when they are on male-led corporations of Fox News. Okay. So if you got an anchor on television, she's Fox News anchor. Her name is Haley McIntosh, 25 years old, straight out of college. Hot as a firecracker, 5'10", beautiful, right? Blonde hair. So she can go up there and say yabba dabba doo, and you're going to say, yeah, Haley, that was fantastic, Kaylee. Say it one more time. Because of how she looked, she's going to get a pass for what she says. But she won't say anything crazy anyway, because it'll be the bosses up top, Rupert Murdoch, on down, who tell her what to say and what to do. But when she gets to have an independent platform, she'll say some things that you don't like. Prime example, shout out to Tommy Lauren if you're watching. A lot of us like Tommy Lauren. A lot of us follow Tommy Lauren. I was on her show back in 2016. Shout out to you, Tommy, if you're watching. When she was on The Blaze, she gave me a shot. So in my book, she's good people. And I have watched her throughout her career, and she said quite a few things that I like. Now, some things that she said got her in trouble. Why? Because she's a woman. I choose to just accept it and then move on. I choose to ignore that part because that's not really my wheelhouse anyway. Some relationship stuff is like, all right, whatever you say, whatever you say. I mean, the kitchen is right there. I'm just playing, but I'm kind of halfway not playing. So don't even worry about that. Like I said, Candace, all these people, they're going to say some things you don't like. It is what it is. You got to accept it or not. All right. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. Doc says, I drink plenty of water. Plus I don't drink nor smoke nor do any drugs. See, there you go. You rock solid. See, drinking water, no drinking, no drugging, no nothing. You're doing the right thing. No alcohol. Yeah. Keeping your body right, your mind right. That's how you got to be going forward. You have the advantage over other guys who high on drugs. They got all kind of other stuff going on. Medication. That's something else though. Medication ain't nothing but another drug. Okay, you could go on the street and get some illicit drugs, some fentanyl or whatever you desire, or go to a psychiatric man and say, hey, I'm crazy. I'm hearing voices in my head. Give me some pills. And you got that too. Now, sometimes people really have that going on and they need these things, but sometimes you just kind of sad. I don't know, for some reason, you can't eat chocolate cake no more and you sad for that. And then you want to get put on some pills. See, you're going down the wrong direction. That ain't what you're supposed to be doing. You're going to end up being in the worst place as a result. For sure. All right. Go for Martin P says some people do a dry fast every now and then to get you have to be very careful. Right. I'm with you. Yeah. I don't really do the dry fast too much. Lindsay says coconut water, real cranberry juice, salmon, rice, jam, avoid the crunches, ABL. I actually seriously injured my lower back doing crunches after you already told me how you don't do those. Hey, it's okay. Sometimes, it takes something to happen for everybody to learn. So you had to just learn that the hard way. It's all right. It's fine. We all learn things in our own way, in our own time. Amen. We all learn things in our own way, in our own time. But yeah, the key to people try to do abdominals, it's just, you gotta lose body fat, and you do that from fasting. Yep. Fewer carbohydrates and fewer calories in general. Hey, clear shit. Tie off. Hit that vein straight with that Starbucks sugar. Lindsay says, can AOC just get a real job? Hey, she got a job now. She in Congress. All right. Doc says, I wonder what's happening in Ukraine and Taiwan. Hey, they've vanished from the news. I've not heard about a Ukraine, a Taiwan, no nothing, no South China Sea. I've not seen Volodymyr Zelensky since he came to the White House and got cussed out by Trump and JD Vance. That was crazy. That was totally crazy. Custom smooth out right in the Oval Office. Like, there go my president right there, not afraid to stand up for himself and stand up for the nation. I remember when Joe Biden was in office, Zelensky was in the office with him in the Oval Office with his little sweatpants, cosplay, military hero outfit on, right? And Joe is signing some kind of document or some kind of check to give to him. And then Zelensky was just like this, looking at him with disgust. Like, hurry up, Joe, write the check, man. We don't got all day. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get back to Ukraine, man. I got cocaine and all that, man, over there, man. You come on now. Chop. Time's a wasting. I was like, wow. I was completely flabbergasted. But Trump said, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to play games like that. You're not going to come here with your sweatpants on, ordering me around, talking about, let me get $20 billion more for what? For what? You just delaying the inevitable. You're not going to win. So what's the point in us giving you all this money? Okay. It just makes no sense. We're not trying to engage in this proxy war against Russia. There's no purpose. It's 2026. We don't got to keep doing these things, man, like you were doing in the 1940s in Germany. That's so primitive and so, it's like y'all trying to start slavery again or something like that. It's like, okay, man, y'all going way back in the Wayback Machine. We got to keep going forward here. 2026. Y'all really still doing war, ground war? No, not forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. We're not doing that. Mr. Noble says, yeah, I just trust in Trump's judgment. I understand the concerns, but I still stick with him no matter, stick with who I voted for. Exactly. I live in my choice. I voted for that guy. I live in my choice. And he says it's going to be good. So we hope that his promises come true. That's all you can do. Sarah Everyone's Life says, pardon me, Sure Saying Fall says, I wonder if it's going to kick off in Cuba. Well, Cuba is starving. So they're just trying to get something to eat. Like, actually trying to get something to eat. Food is their primary concern. So I don't foresee there being any kind of uprising. I think what Trump said is correct. It's going to be a friendly takeover. Cuba has no reason to fight, and we have no reason to fight Cuba. Just like Trump said, it'll be a friendly takeover. Okay, Cuba, you guys are struggling. You guys are scrambling because of the whole Iran situation. Those guys were supplying you with the oil and whatnot. Now it's kind of cut off. So what are we going to do here? Either you rock with them or rock with us. If you could just survive on your own, then you would do that, but you can't. You're going to need one of us to be there for you. We'd rather it be us because of their proximity to the United States, to all of our assets over here. Florida is like 90 miles away. So we would like for you to be a friend to us. We're not trying to strip you of your sovereignty, but please let us assist you rather than having the empire over there do it. You see? So I don't foresee there being any kind of uprising. I don't think that's not really where their mind is. Their mind is, can I please get something to eat right now today? I'm hungry. I'm starving. Mr. M. Noble says, yeah, I used to love Candace. It's really getting rocky with me. I mean, really, really rocky. I understand. Lancey says, so a Democrat was making small talk with me yesterday and he had no idea what is happening with Iran, but still had opinions. And that's when I decided I had to use the bathroom. It was hard. I get it. I totally understand. See, my thing is some people will speak about subjects and have no idea what's going on. And I'm just like, all right, everyone's entitled to their opinion and I get it. I'm not trying to deny anyone of that. But at a certain point, if you don't know what you're talking about, then you might just want to be quiet. Just go ahead and be quiet because just go ahead and get informed first. Get informed first, understand what you're saying, and then let's talk. But if you don't know anything, then it's like, why are we even talking? I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to go back and forth and squabble with you. I said that before. I'm not squabbling with you if you're retarded. And you might not necessarily be retarded if you don't know something. But if you're sitting there trying to debate me on a thing that you don't know about at all, that's retarded. That action right there is retarded. So by virtue of your action, I'm going to just call you retarded on GP. And I'm not going to squabble. It is what it is. All right. Saracen Fall says, I'm a woman. I understand your perspective many times. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Eric says, keep up the great work, brother. Never change. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. I'm going to always be me. And thank you for being here. You know, I couldn't do it without you. And I'm very serious when I say that. So thank you, man. Saracen Fall says, Megyn Kelly was a bit unhinged today. They all going to do that. They all going to do that. They're all going to do that. All these women, female influencers, like, if you're following a female influencer as a man, I don't understand why you're doing that. If you're a woman, I get it because you can relate. But a man, why are you following Megyn Kelly as a man? For the women, I get it. For the men, what are you going to go? What are you going to actually get from that? Following a woman is like following Nick Fuentes almost. It's like, what are you actually going to gain from this person? Okay, that's just what it is. Tucker says, I love your videos and have listened to your podcast on Apple. Thank you. Okay, on Apple. There we go. Shout out to you, man. And I need to put this on Apple as well. Y'all let me know. Do you want this particular stream to go on Apple, Spotify, etc. as audio only? Let me know. If you guys want it, I'll do it. If you don't, it's fine. It'll live here and also on YouTube. And if you don't know, this whole podcast that you're listening to right now live will be on the YouTubes. And I'll probably put it on Facebook for you guys as well. So you catch it over there on your preferred platform. And that'll go up on not Thursday. That'll go up on Friday night, 8 o'clock, Friday, 8 p.m. on those other platforms. You know, I could put it out tonight, but it's a little bit late. I could put it out tomorrow, but I got another stream tomorrow. And Thursday I could, but I want a little bit of space in between my regular podcast and this one. Suzanne says, Megyn and Tucker are going off the deep end. Why? Hey, they have their own way of thinking. They are around each other, kind of an echo chamber a little bit. So they're going to pretty much just do that. Let me see. Keiko Bando says, will you resume the group lives with the other three guys? I mean, you know what? Thank you for that question, K Bando, but I don't think so. But those are my guys, though. Shout out B Tatum, Jericho, everybody. But everybody's just so busy. I may do another stream with other people, but we'll see. We'll see. But those streams were good, but that was a long time ago now. It's about 5-6 years. But people still, I get that question all the time. So I'm not trying to say there's anything wrong with the question. But guys are just so busy, it's probably not going to happen. But those are my guys though. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. I think I need to do another podcast that's similar to that. So we'll see. And maybe if I do another podcast that's similar to that, we'll have some of those guys on whenever they have time. So that'll be the objective. One of my guys from that podcast, I don't know where he at. Hey, if you're watching, bro, I ain't gonna say your name, but if you're watching, shout out to you, man. Hopefully everything is well. Hopefully everything is well. And Nimble says, yeah, you never 100% with you never agree 100% with everybody. Exactly. You can't always agree with everybody 100% of the time. That is a fact. Coach Wooten says, can eating peanuts make you intelligent? I have no idea. I don't know, man. That's an interesting question, but I have no idea. I mean, maybe I eat a lot of peanuts, so maybe that's why I got a little bit of a brain working. I don't know. Don't get me to lying. Don't get me to lying. Erica says, I agree, but there are plenty of men saying cuckoo things. I get it. I understand what you're saying, but it's not the same thing as when a woman, because, okay, it's kind of hard to explain. It's like the things they say don't make sense in a different way than what a man says that may not make sense. If that makes sense. I could simply disagree with a man based on it. With men, it's more about getting facts wrong. Getting straight up facts wrong. With women, it's more about interpreting the facts wrong. Sometimes it can do both, but one does one more than the other, in my humble opinion. In my opinion. So, but like I said, I don't listen to any political podcasts, and I most certainly will not listen to any women, because what are they really going to tell me? Nothing. All right. Well, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. Abby Sweetie said hot yoga. Yeah, that hot yoga. Yep. Shout out to the hot yoga. Hey, I did yoga back in the day when in my 20s, believe it or not. I did that. And I'm tall. I'm like 6'2", 6'3". I did yoga back in the day. But that hot yoga, I mean, I don't know. That's like that. That's that advanced level right there. That's that big advanced level right there. All right. Lindsay says apple juice is loaded with sugars. Yeah. I mean, it depends on what apple juice you get. You could get, just straight organic apple juice, although it's going to have sugar from the apple. Or you could get apple juice to come from the Piggly Wiggly. That's going to be straight up high fructose corn syrup with a little bit of the regular apple juice in it. Or you could get a juicer. I had a juicer back in the day, so I would just put apples in my juicer. I had a juicer when I was like in high school or middle. I had a juicer in middle school. So I've been on the health kick for a little while, on and off. But yeah, I juiced the apples right there. I put Granny Smith, red, some bananas or something in there. Yep. And then a cucumber just for that extra, you know what I mean? What's going on, Rakita? Thank you for joining. Thank you. Tucker fan says, I feel like I'm hearing more about Iran and Venezuela than I'm hearing about, what was that? Taiwan and Ukraine. Of course you are. Yes, you are. Justice says, Kenneth is smart. I just don't like when podcasters say their opinion is fact when it is not 100% verified as being so. I'm not trying to hear no conspiracy theory of why Kurt got hit. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like what she does is kind of like a, what they call it when they have, like a murder mystery or something like this, true crime. And a lot of women like true crime stuff. So that's just more for them. And that may be her way of being able to process what happened, because how do you deal with your best friend getting shot and killed on camera right in front of your face? How you deal with that? See, you got to have a human element here too. We got to have a human element. You're listening to somebody that has had a traumatic experience. So sometimes they may say things that may not be 100% on point because they're dealing with a traumatic experience. And you got to be a little sympathetic to that. And again, you're dealing with a woman and her emotions. So imagine the man seeing that and then put the female brain on top of that. It may not be all the way it's supposed to be, and it's okay. But as long as you understand what the truth is and you don't just rely upon one person, then it's okay. Don't listen to her. Don't listen to me. Do your own research. Same thing I always say. If you abide by that rule, then you be good money. Go for Martin P says, didn't Trump say that Iran's military was pretty much no longer existence down to about 15%? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. That's a good question, though. Sir Fall says, how's the weather in Chattanooga? Is drier even than normal in Utah? It's been raining here. It rained today. It's like springtime. And what we're about to get right now is some severe weather maybe in this region. Like every spring, we get severe weather. We've had tornadoes before. You may see some tornadoes hitting like Mississippi, Alabama. Some of those hit here too. So you probably get some tail end of that. But beyond that, it's just been raining. It's spring, basically. Spring has sprung. I done cut my grass 2 times in 4 days. Matter of fact, pardon me. I cut my grass Wednesday of last week, and then I cut it yesterday on Monday. It had grown so much in just like 4 or 5 days. It was crazy. It was totally crazy because it's been the perfect temperature for it to grow. And I did my lawn renovation. I got the best yard in the neighborhood. Shout out to me. Pat on the back for me. All right. Coach Wooten says you like Candace better than Megan. Okay. Shout out to you. Marie says best podcast ever. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Justice says, so basically the loud, more known conservative ones seem to be turning more centrist on their views. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you are like a person that's in front of the camera all the time, like you're doing a long podcast, it might be able to you might get like that sometimes because you are rehashing your views so much. And then you're trying to like cater to the center, cater to the biggest audience. I don't know, man. And then if you watch them enough, maybe they just may feel differently about certain things. And then people have like red lines. I don't know. And I think a lot of people that are podcasting now, some of the big voices, they began as liberals. They were not lifelong conservatives. So some of the liberal ideology is still in there. And that might come out on occasion, which is okay, as long as ultimately they vote for the correct people. Hopefully somebody who has centrist views would not go out and vote for AOC if they voted for Donald Trump in 2024. Hopefully it wouldn't be that big of a change. Hopefully it'd be a moderate change to where they might vote for a moderate where they live at. You living in California, okay. You living in a liberal place anyway. So it's all right to be moderate. Once you go to that voting booth, once you go to the polling booth and you hit D for the president, then you done jump the shark to stay over there and deal with that. But as long as you vote for the conservative ideology and you help us advance forward, although some things we do you may not agree with, then it's okay. We don't got to be 100% in lockstep with each other to get something accomplished, right? Justice says, looking for an independent standpoint, how do you go with people on your side switching or not even switching, but seeing a different side than the majority? You asking a complicated question. Maybe I just answered it after this because I'm reading in reverse. Pardon me. I'm trying to get caught up with the questions. If I don't see your comment, please pardon me. I apologize. I believe I got everybody. Hold on. Mr. Jidge Mindy says Barry, Kamala, and Joe and Al on some side left. Okay, we ain't gonna, nah. I think I got everybody. Hold on, let me come back down. Coach Wooten says, who you feel will take over for Kevin Samuels? Me? Seriously. Nah, Kevin, okay, to be serious, I don't know. I don't know if anybody can fill Kevin Samuels' shoes. Matter of fact, I'm going to say this. I would think nobody can fill Kevin Samuels' shoes. Nobody can do what he did. But Kevin's one of us, meaning your O'Shea Duke Jackson, me, a lot of guys. I ain't going to name everybody. But O'Shea, when O'Shea would do the live streams, some of you guys were in, Kevin was in there with us. I was in there with everybody. So we all helped develop Kevin to be what he was. We were able to give you Kevin. RIP to my brother Kevin. No, a lot of guys has died in this podcast thing since I have started. A lot of guys is dead way too early, way too soon. Alan Roger Curry, my man, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, Y'all know what I'm talking about. Kind of a big guy. I can't think of his name, but he died. Kevin, Charlie. There's been a lot of guys that died. So RIP to all of them. But to get back to your question, I think it'll be individual people with their own platforms that will contribute to the conversation in a different way than Kevin did, but they will still address the need for the conversation to happen about love, relationships, or whatever. Now, I think one thing that Kevin did was kind of like one-on-one coaching live. I can do that all day long. So if that is needed still, if that is a needed service, then I can do that all day long. That's what I'm good at, is being able to coach you and get your mind right. A lot of you guys enjoy my video about the haters coming on my page every day for years, commenting. And I'm like, yo, hopefully you watch me enough to get your mind right, because if you've been trolling on my page for the past 10 years, no lie, for real, 10 years, trolling. If you're a supporter for that long, I love you. You're the best. And I'm not joking. But if you've been a troll for that long, I love you too. But it's like, you got to understand that you are here for a reason. You're not just here to troll. You're here to learn. You're not going to be in the place for that long if there's no value in being here for that long. You want to learn, and I'm here for that purpose. So it's okay. Everybody got to learn, whether you love it or hate it. It's totally fine. And I think if that's what's needed to be like Kevin, bringing up people live, and I can do that if that's needed. Y'all let me know. Lindsay says, when can we nominate Trump as the greatest American of the century? I thought it's too early to call. Hey, we could do that whenever. We could do that whenever. Justice says, black women were cruel to him when he passed. I mean, some. I mean, the people that were cruel to him when he passed were the ones who needed to speak to him to improve their lives, but they didn't want to. And a lot of them were also hate watchers, watch him every night and hate him. But they watch him every night because they saw something in him that they needed. They just refused to take it. They refused to accept it. Okay. That's just what's going on. So the haters, are still looking to get that void filled. They could be watching me right now. They could be watching a lot of guys right now trying to get that void filled. So that, in my opinion, was less about Kevin and more about their own personal frustrations that they got inside. So I kind of understand where they're coming from. I don't agree, obviously, but I get why they do it. It's because of their own personal insecurity they got on the inside. All right, but shout out to you, boss. I appreciate you for rocking and rolling. Go for Martin P says, cool seasoned grass, must be turf type, tall fescue growing that quickly, zero turn or walk behind mower. And it is tall fescue. Yep. I forget what it's called. Some kind of season, something. It's a Lesco grass. I got it from a contractor store specifically because some guys that come in the neighborhood, you know, I talk to everybody. I talk to anybody, everybody. So some of the landscape guys, I talk to them whenever they come in, and they gave me some tips. They told me about the fabric barrier, the weed prevention, the fertilizer. They told me the whole game. And the key to the game is the Lesco 51, I believe. Don't get me the lying, but the Lesco tall fescue, a fresh seed. And you want to have fresh grass seed because if you go to Lowe's Home Depot and get a bag of that Scott's, it could have been sitting there for a long time and improper conditions, and it's going to lose germination. They're talking about some of that grass in the big box store, Home Depot, Lowe's. It can have 25% germination, but my grass, about 95, 100% germination because it's fresh. Because the contractor store get it in bulk because the contract guys are using it consistently on new builds, renovations, or whatever the case may be. Construction, any kind of like utility work, and they got to dig up the grass. They can just put that down. It's going to grow pretty quick. Put that down with some straw on top, a little bit of fertilizer, boom, it's right on up. So they use that for that purpose. I went there for that. If you get in a bag of seed from big box store for your lawn, you kind of wasting your money. Go to the contractor store to get that real good stuff. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. Lindsay says Bermuda is what I need to get going in my yard, living in the South and needing full sun, super heat tolerant. You know, my dogs turn my landscape backyard into that's a dirt paradise. Yeah. See, the tall fescue, one thing about it, it will burn in the summertime. If you don't water it, it will burn. If it's getting like above 85, 90, it will burn. That's the only problem. But when it's cold, it's loving it. That yard looked beautiful all throughout the cold time. But in the springtime, it looks good as well. It's going to be really flourishing. But when it gets hot, like July, August especially, maybe it's like some of September, but definitely August, you got to hit it with that sprinkler pretty much every day. I put it on the timer. I got the electronic timer with the battery in it, hook it up to the hose in July, August, and then every morning for 30 minutes, I let it get a shower. Keep it nice and fresh. Keep the shrubs nice and moisturized. Keep the grass nice and wet. And I got clay soil. So what happens in the summertime, it'll harden up. You want to keep it kind of moist and keep the grass cool as possible if you got tall fescue. But if you're living in a place where it's real, real hot, that Bermuda might come in handy. Man, look, if I wasn't doing this, I promise I'd be a landscaper. Like right now, I go straight downtown Chattanooga, get some of them YNs. Okay, 18, 19 years old. I go straight to the rec center. And this is free game for you guys listening. I'm dead serious. I go straight down to the rec center with my truck. I put a sign on it, ABL landscaping. What's up? Hey, you trying to get some money today? You trying to get $200 today? Hop in the truck. Let's go. They might as well do that. They're going to be outside telling the drug how much they're going to get. $50 and dead. Hop in the truck. I got it. Take this shovel, dig up that grass. Because all you're doing as a contractor, you're just telling guys what to do. You managing guys. I'm good at people managing. I do that pretty well. Hey, cut that, dig that up, and I'll be out there working with them. I have no problem. I did my whole job by myself. Dolo with the tree. It took 2 guys to put it in my truck. I got out of the truck by myself and planted it by myself. Dug up the whole lawn, no skid steer, straight rake. I did all that. So if I got 4 guys to bust it down, hey, we charge about $2 or $3 grand for a yard renovation, front and back, $5,000. Hey, give me 5 bands. I will renovate your entire thing. I'll take out all your shrubs, all your grass, everything. I'll level stuff out. You could do it on hills or whatever. Give me 5 bands. And I go to the really wealthy neighborhoods where they got it. Okay. And then I tell some of the YNs, hey, you want some side money? Go to your neighborhood. Hey, here go a lawnmower. Go to your neighborhood and just cut grass $50. If you want to get some little side money, when you want to get the big jobs, hop in the truck and come with me and I got you. That's how we going to do that. But anyway, that's my idea. If you want to steal it, I say it's yours. Go ahead, knock yourself out. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, hopefully I didn't miss anybody's comment here because I was just talking away. And shout out to the dogs, the dog talk in the chat. I appreciate that as well. You guys are the best. Any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. I thought that the screen that froze will be good. I'm seeing the 100s coming in and everything. So shout out to y'all. But yeah, seriously, landscaping, that'd be so simple. That'd be easy money. If you guys want to get money out here, the young guys especially, hey, to the young guys watching, you 20-something years old, man, please, you can get so much money. Pressure washing, cutting grass, washing cars, or removing junk, moving, all of that. Oh, he said, what's the YN you just playing? Yeah, you know, you already know. Shout out to the YNs. Doe22 says, keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you. You guys are the absolute best. And shout out to you guys watching live. I appreciate y'all again. This will be put on YouTube Friday at 8 p.m., maybe even Facebook as well. And y'all let me know if you guys want me to do like one-on-one mentorships live, like Kevin would do. Y'all let me know. We can easily get that rocking and rolling. Y'all let me know what's going on. All right, but shout out to y'all. I most certainly appreciate y'all. Any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. Oh, thank you, Luke. Shout out to you, Lucas, for coming on in. You got the flexing emoji. I almost forgot. I wanted to say something about the Waymos. Have you guys seen these rogue Waymos? So I put up a story today. Well, 2 stories. One of them is a video. That's my story. But other is just a straight story. I didn't put it up as a video. So have you guys seen all these Waymo incidents? We just saw one recently where it stopped in the middle of the traffic during the mass shooting in Austin, Texas, because some genius called a driverless car to come get them after a mass shooting. Why would you do that? If there's a mass shooting happening, I don't want a machine to be responsible for getting me to safety. That's not what I want, because there can be some failure and nobody has time for mechanical failure when you're trying to escape. Okay. Put me like people saying, oh, well, the driverless vehicles have a lower failure rate. Okay. But see, what is the failure rate in certain situations? In normal conditions, just driving from point A to point B with no distractions is probably lower. But what happens when there's an unforeseen circumstance and you must make evasive maneuvers? What happens when it is not recognized a new traffic pattern? What happens when there is a barrier where there was no barrier before? What happens when something happens like that and you have to react very quickly? What happens? It's too many variables that can happen that make me think that this might not be the best thing to do. It's just that simple. So for me, I'm not really a fan of the Waymo. I showed it with the Austin mass shooter. The Waymo just stopped right in front of emergency vehicles. I showed it where they try to make a left-hand turn. Okay, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Please answer this question. Lucas says you refuse to ride on one of those. I'm with you, Lucas. I'm cool on that. Mr. Jizz Remix says technology is not there yet. Suspect I'll pass on those. Exactly. Here's my question. If you have traffic going in different directions, like you got a highway, right? You got traffic going this way, traffic going that way. It's probably median, like kind of like an interstate. Traffic going this way, traffic going that way. You are trying to take a left-hand turn going this way, but you must cross this traffic first. Now, what do you do? How do you do that? Do you wait until the coast is clear and you can just make that turn without having the car have to slow down or anything like that? Or do you just inch out into the road, blocking the cars going this way to turn left? Don't listen. If you listen to me right now, don't do the second part. If you got traffic going this way and that way, and you're trying to go this way from over here, having to pass this traffic, don't inch out in front as you see cars coming. And then to the point where you're like stopped in the middle of the road. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't understand why that's a thing that people do. I don't get it. I've never in my life done nothing like that. You got to wait till both sides are clear or take a right. If it's taking too long to make the turn, just take a right and then get to the left and bang a U-turn to go that way. So rather than doing this, you just do this. That is much safer. I would never do nothing like that. That's crazy. You asking to get hit. You asking to get T-boned. That's how you get T-boned, because when you come in, when you're blocking in the front of traffic and they come in this way, that's how the T-bone happens. That's like what happened with the truck. Remember in Florida, the truck did that. The truck tried to bang a U-turn on the interstate with the trailer on the back of the truck over the median. So of course, as he is making his turn, his trailer blocks the entire lane, the entire interstate of all oncoming traffic. And like I said, all it takes is one person to not be paying attention, driving too fast or anything to hit you. And then they could be dead. That's called T-boning. That happened with the trucker. So the Waymo was totally wrong. You don't turn like that and hold the traffic up. You wait till both sides are clear. You got enough space to make that turn safely, or wait till it's clear here and this way, turn right and then come back around. That's not. Instant Swiss Mexgram says, yes, you wait to enter until it's safe to enter the lane of traffic. Is this like, am I just saying common sense? Because I feel like I put that video up. I was surprised by the comments. How could you say this, ABL? It's safe to drive. What? Why am I being, I'm right. Why are you booing? I'm right. Most of you guys get it, but some people, you know what? I'm going to tell you who doesn't, I'll tell you who doesn't agree with what I said. I'm going to tell you who does not like my traffic advice. Florida drivers. I see y'all in Atlanta driving a complete fool. All on I-75 doing the most. Some of y'all cannot drive. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's the, I don't know what kind of driver's ed you got. Y'all driver's ed is go with Papaw in the country and just, matter of fact, it wouldn't be Papaw in the country, because Papaw in the country has sense enough to not bang a left-hand turn over 8 lanes of traffic with this traffic going so fast to the point where they got to try to block it off. Because Papaw, no, he don't want to be no T-bone. Yeah, so matter of fact, if you think that's an appropriate maneuver, do you have any existing damage to your car? Do you have any existing damage to your car? And if you do, that's why your car looks like that. That's why, because you can't drive. It is what it is. But that was I had to get it off my chest. That was right there on my chest. Hey, Goliath boot right there. I had to get it off. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. Lucas talking to somebody else saying they're remotely controlled by who knows. That's enough for me. Exactly. Think about these cars. When there's any kind of failure, which there will be, you call on the hotline, right? You call on the hotline, and a person will assist the car in getting to where it's got to go. Now, they have stopped sort of saying that it's a guy in the Philippines with a PlayStation controller or some kind of like, you know how they got them little, them driving games. They give you the steering wheel. Okay. He don't got nothing like that. He not at his desk with his flip flops on, with a pedal on the ground and the steering wheel driving it for you. It's not quite like that, but he'll give the vehicle commands, basically like a computer game. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to be in the glorified computer game of a vehicle, because this ain't a game. My life is not a game. Ain't no do-over, ain't no repeat, ain't no restart, ain't no credits, ain't no potion to hit to get back health. You get in a car accident and your back messed up, you're going to be finished. You're going to be in pain. Ain't no potion to cure that. You're going to be in big pain. So, I'm cool. I'm cool on that. I am cool. Hey, you could call the hotline. Hello, help. My woman's out of control. It's doing donuts on I-75 and the police are on me. I'm being chased by GSP. You call them. Hello, please calm down. You're going to be just fine. I want you to locate the button on the back of the steering wheel. Press the button and you will be able to stop the car from moving. But I can't stop. It's in the middle of the road and traffic is coming. Well, I cannot help you, madam. You must get out of that car. I cannot help you beyond what I have done. I cannot drive the car for you. That's what you're going to get, man. It's going to be job terrifying. You calling that person on the regular time to get your tech fixed, you're frustrated. Imagine calling that number and your lights on the line in the vehicle. Man, please. No way. No way. What's going on, Miss Fine Vine? Thank you for joining. I appreciate you for rocking and rolling. Thank you. Hey, Instant Switch, they said that, and Waymo said that they have a support team, half of which is in the USA and half is in the Philippines. I swear to God, they said that. I said that. Like they actually put that out in the statement for real. You can Google it. You'll see it. I was like, man, go ahead. No way. For real. I don't want anyone else driving the car that I'm in who's not in the car with me. Cause I don't know what they got going on. And then you want to outsource that to a different country? No, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. Lindsay says, ABL, when is the last time you've watched Titanic? Also, what would you have done about Rose hogging the floating door? Well, I mean, really the truth is, just to be all the way real, and I've not seen Titanic in many years, but to be all the way real, ain't nobody gonna live in that water. Like if you do live, it was a miracle, because you're talking about hypothermia will kill you so fast. Oh my God. Have you ever been in cold water? Like that kind of water, you're any kind of way submerged, even if it's like partially submerged. And having Jack on top of the raft would have sunk it, in my opinion. So they both would have died. But it's nothing that they could do. Like I've seen people, I've seen, there was a wreck that happened, some kind of shipwreck that happened, and people were out there with their life vest on, and they took it off one by one. I don't know if it was cold or what was going on. Probably was very cold. So they knew that it's something that they could do, because once your body's cold like that, it's only a matter of time before you die. So, shout out to the Titanic, but hey, that cold water is no joke. It is no joke. Just like being in the desert. That 140 degrees, no humidity, there's nothing you could do. You can't, there's not enough clothes you could take off. There's not enough, nothing. Only thing that's going to save you is shelter and water. That's it. Lucas says, Miami driving is wild. Hey, I've been to Miami. The driving is crazy. The driving is nuts. Hey, Florida drivers do their own thing. They do their own thing all over the whole state of Florida. There's a phrase called Florida man for a reason. There is a phrase called Florida man for a reason. These guys do all kind of crazy stuff. Their driving is crazy. They do all kind of crazy crimes. They got just a lot of crazy ways about them in general. Black, white, Puerto Rican, it don't matter. It don't matter what color you are. It's just Florida. Ask somebody, hey, what's your race? What's your nationality? I'm Floridian. I'm from Florida. I'm from Miami. That's all you got to know. It could be Kodak Black. It could be Ricky Martin. It could be anybody. What's your boy name? It could be Dave Cardone. Anybody. That's just Florida man. It is what it is. All right, but shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. Jolie Kim says, matter of time means that they're waiting for someone to tell them what to do. Why don't we have men in the world to do things on their own and don't hurt people? I'm not quite sure what that was in reference to. Maybe I missed the context there. Lindsay says, dude, it's crazy. And I agree. I just wanted to see your reaction. I just watched after a long time last night and it's so terrific. Oh, okay. Yeah, that hypothermia is something else. Answer Swiss Mexgram says, all my credit card customer service is Southeast Asia. Yeah, it's like that because it's so cheap. I saw an ad on my Facebook, Real Talk, and there was a Filipino lady talking about, hey, having a hard time with your business, need customer service, I'll take $4 an hour. For you, that's nothing, but for me, it's life changing. She said that in the ad. You could tell, and I know my Filipinos. I know my Filipinos because I'm 1% Filipino, so I'm one of them. And I know my brothers and sisters when I see them. Okay, I know my people. That 1%, I know it. But for real, being in Virginia, growing up around Filipinos, you already know how they look, and you could tell this is an authentic person. All I need is $4 an hour and I'm good. That's why it's all over there, because it's cheaper. It's just as simple as that. Outsourcing jobs can be okay if there are still jobs for American people remaining. And I think this goes back to what I was saying. We need some of these actual hard skilled jobs, these going out and doing things with our hands. We need jobs like that again. We need to be able to make things. We got to be able to create things. We got to be able to innovate, and we got to be able to service our own nation, and we got to be able to service ourselves. Some of y'all, man, with this DoorDash, I don't really understand. So many excuses. Oh, my back, this, that, and the third. My grandma and them never use no DoorDash. Somehow they still get to the store and buy food. Okay, somehow still. But you got people that's younger than me telling me something, I don't feel good, so I had to get some coffee brought to my house. I saw a video. Some of y'all might have seen it. It was an old man. This guy had to have been in his 80s. He was doing DoorDash, and somebody with a nice, big, beautiful house got a cup of coffee DoorDash to their house. Maybe they got some other kind of big back snack, some kind of fat snack, some kind of big carbohydrate, love handle, fat back snack, a lemon loaf or something like this in the bag. Maybe they got that. This guy had to be all of 80 years old, was basically doing like this up the steps. He was shuffling up the steps. And when he put the bag down, he had to kind of like brace himself because he's so old to put it down. So my question is, if he's able to do that service for you, then why can't you go get it for yourself? Do you look like him? Are you 1,000 years old like he is? If he can do it, why can't you? It's too many excuses. And that kind of mentality is why a lot of people are not where they are, because they don't want to put in the work. They kind of just want to have things given to them. So for a platter, give me. What can the government give me? Give me this, give me that. This is why I say those that say reparations and whatnot. I understand your grievance, but it's like at a certain point, the begging got to stop. I'm not with all that begging. I ain't begging nobody for nothing. I'm going to go out there and get it. I ain't begging nobody for nothing. No, especially not no money. No, we're not doing that. Not at all. And this is America. So it's so easy to go out there and grab it. But you got to be able to do something. You can't just be chilling. If you want to be chilling, do nothing, go to Africa, go to Southeast Asia, where they pretty much just chill all day. And that's what you want to do. Stay over there. It's fine. You could just pretty much be butt naked in the jungle, chilling. Go out there and gather nuts and berries. Or you could be over here going hard. They say, Americans work too much. Americans got, obsessive work culture. Well, if it's not for Americans, then what would the world have? Nothing. Your defense over in Europe, where would it be? Nowhere. So thank Americans next time you say something about, they work hard. Yeah, we work hard for y'all. We work hard for y'all. So be thankful, be grateful. How about that? Lucas says Uber Eats is good to make some extra money to blow, but I never order from it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to do that as a job, that's one thing, or like a little side money. I can't do no Uber Eats. No. It's too big back for me. It's too big back. I can't. The lemon loaf is what they like. Get 1,000 calories straight to the vein. Tie on up, 1,000 calories. Bong. Starbucks. Lemon loaf. Boom. You got 1,000 calories, 500 saturated, 200 grams of sugar, all of that every morning. Remix says, or already read that. Remix says New York City drivers are the worst. I can imagine. I didn't know y'all drove like that in New York City. I thought it was all just riding the train and the bus and stuff like that. I didn't know y'all drove like that in New York City. I thought it was all about riding the train. Jolie Kim says, "Matter of time." Oh, already read that. Already read that. Hold on. Remix says, "No disrespect to the Jays, but the women can't drive." Oh, okay. Already. all right. I ain't gonna read that one. I'm not going to read that one, but shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a heart. Please give the video a like, share, retweet, whatever you're doing. I couldn't do the show without you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I'm a guy that cooks pretty much all the time. So the Uber Eats, all of that, coffee and Starbucks and all of that, sugar, I'm good. Yeah, I'm trying to be around for a long time. I saw Stephen A. Smith talking about, he was like 30% body fat, diabetic almost. It was crazy. And it's like, and I saw him, he had like a picture, like a before and after, and he had his shirt off and he had like the big Gucci man, like the craziest belly, like he was pregnant. It's like, bro, how you get that? And you like skinny at the same time. Like how do you achieve that build? You pretty much sit at your desk when you're doing your show and just eat and drink coffee and donuts and everything else. That's how you achieve the pregnant belly build when you're still skinny at the same time. You're not evenly distributed. You're just kind of wonky. You look like Oompa Loompa. You know what I mean? Lindsay says, "I'm from Boston and I would ride trains as a kid, but I drive more offensively. Move you out the way." Yeah, I'm with it. I understand that 100%. But back in Virginia, we don't do the trains and all of that. Everybody drives, but it's a smaller area, a smaller environment. It's not like big city, New York, Boston, nothing like that. Yeah, but I would presume in a place like New York City, where it's so city, and everything's just like connected, I would presume that you would have more reliance on trains and buses, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe it's not. And I saw that they had some kind of fine, and they were trying to reduce cars in Manhattan because they had a fine, or it's like they increased the toll or something crazy. Yeah, so you pretty much got to rely on a cab, or Uber, a train, or a bus. But my thing is the trains, man. How clean are these trains? I'm seeing some of these videos, man. Some of these cats looking like pardon me, fortune slip right there. Some of these rats looking like cats. Like I got a bunch of stray cats. No, that's just straight up rats. You got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in it. That's what you got. Y'all got Master Splinter down there. Y'all got these big mutant animals that have breeded to become just fearless. I'm seeing them argue over bagels, pizza. They pretty much have become human beings. It's like at a certain point, when does this animal become sentient and become a human being? Is that the predecessor of the future reptilian race? Like, what am I looking at exactly? I don't understand what's going on with New York City and the rodents and the actual sewer system. Okay, I can't do it. It's too much. ABL, move to New York, ABL. First of all, I don't like snow. Y'all get buried in snow, and y'all shoveling snow, man, your heart gonna bust like a grape. Hey, when you shoveling snow, you have no idea how hard you're working. You have no clue because it's cold. You think it's just cold. Now you having a heart issue. Like, pause. If you shoveling snow, pause after a minute and go like that and feel your heart rate. It's gonna be like that. You're not even gonna know it. So now I'm good. I like to be down here where we get a touch of snow. It's the touch. And all you got to do is just go out there, wipe it off. You people go like this and blow it off and you'll be good. You'll be good to go. Okay. Same thing with the road. Just and the snow is gone. Y'all got to get machinery, shovels, hurting your back and your heart. No thanks. And right now it's like 75 degrees and the birds are chirping and the bees are buzzing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So New York, hey, I like the Sun Belt. Anywhere, no, nothing against New York or anywhere, but I like the Sun Belt. That's my preference. Go for Martin P says, New York trains are wild. A homeless woman set on fire. Rats calling up a man sleep in the train. And you name it, it's happening. Exactly. Remix says they will take the train to the next stop to get snacks. That's crazy. Armal says, I left New York in 1996. Thank God. Hey, you escaped. You definitely escaped. a lot of people left New York at that time. A lot of people that I went to school with was from New York in the 90s. Like I said before, being in Virginia, being out Portsmouth, Virginia, that's like the poorest place in that area. So a lot of the New York kids came from Brooklyn, Bronx, etc., came right there. Half of my class, it was a bunch of New Yorkers. It was like a refugee crisis, kind of, sort of, but they were cool though. Shout out to the New Yorkers. My only issue with the New York kids was they be complaining all the time. Yeah, what's up, B? It's Matt Slow, B. What I do for fun, B? What's going on, B? I'm like, bro, you're in Virginia. Like, let's go to the beach. Okay, let's go to this pond and feed the ducks. You're in Virginia, bro. Let's go get some fried crab. Let's get some crab legs from Farm Fresh. You're in Virginia. Okay. Let's go to Busch Gardens and Kings Dominion and stuff like this. Ain't no bodega. Ain't no being outside all night. Ain't no project building. When you go inside the lobby, it's 2 a.m. It's dudes outside, rolling dice, all on the stairwell, wearing bubble coats and balaclava like this. Ain't nobody doing that, bro. Nobody's doing that. Okay. We got houses with front yards. We got to start playing football. We're just not doing the whole New York thing. So you left New York for a reason. Okay. It was a little bit rough. Crime was crazy. It was pretty much the theme song from The Fresh Prince. Okay. Shooting outside. You were that. So you came here to get away from that. Don't bring that with you. If you want that, go back. But shout out to the New Yorkers though. Good people. Good people. But there's no need to always be wanting to fight. I'm walking. What you doing, huh? What you doing? Tell me, what you doing? But yeah, shout out to you guys. And some of the best mob movies. A lot of New York guys, a lot of New Jersey guys. Robert De Niro, before he went woke, was a great actor. Casino, I watched that a lot. I watch Casino often. I watch Casino. There's something called 30 for 30 Broke, a documentary on ESPN about athletes going broke. I watch that often. I watch The Matrix often. Like all the Matrix, like pieces of the Matrix, like the OG and the second one. And then some scenes. I watch a lot of movie scenes. I just watched the Casino scene with, remember Ginger had the pimp boyfriend played by James Woods. Remember? And she could not let this guy go. But she's married to Sam Rothstein. She's married to Sam Rothstein. Sam Rothstein does not like this pimp being around all the time. Basically, her boyfriend, she can't let go. Some bum. It's like, okay, Sam Rothstein got all the drip. He had all kind of ice, diamonds, jewelry. He got all the money. He's getting it. He's doing what he should be doing, providing, getting that money. Here come this dude just trying to leech off the situation. She had the audacity to give this guy, the pimp guy, some of the money that came from her husband's dealings, some mob dealings. So of course he knows what's going on because he's, running the town in Vegas. He comes to the bar and sits down with him like, are you the thief? Are you the card shark, the pimp from Vegas? Like, that was a fantastic scene. If you've not seen it, look up Casino dinner scene. Fantastic. Very, very good movie. Very good movie. Also look up the scene from The Matrix where he met, I forget what the guy's name was. I forget what they call him, the master or something like this, where he realized that there had been a bunch of Neos before him. Okay. When he realized that basically at that point, he realized that he was not in reality. He was in a form of simulation still. He had not gotten down to the core reality, and you never will. Because if society keeps replaying over and over, and you keep getting to the point of AI simulation, AI simulation, AI simulation, society will end at that point, and it'll just restart. So he didn't know that he was, it just kept replaying over and over. It was basically like a video game that kept getting to that same ending. So very, very good scenes from movies. If you've not seen them, check them out. Tucker Fan says, I'm excited about 35th anniversary of the second Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie being in theaters. Love when they had the 35th anniversary in theaters last summer. Hey, I was the biggest Turtle fan when I was a kid. If they had the transgender thing back then, I would have said, Mom, yo, let's go to the hospital and I need to get the shell on my back. Okay, look, check it out. Mom, I need to get the shell on my back because I am Michelangelo. Like I am, hey, dude, the pizza, I am that. So let me get that. Let's go down to Maryview. It's right across the street. Let's go there. get the shell on my back, and then we good. So yeah, a fantastic movie. It was so 90s. And then I forget the one, was it the first one that had Vanilla Ice? Oh my God, they have Vanilla Ice. This is like MC Hammer time, Vanilla Ice, all of that. That was like a golden era of entertainment. Batman with Val Kilmer, Michael Keaton. And then they had the Catwoman. Who was a Catwoman? I didn't forget. Michelle Pfeiffer. Ooh. Man, imagine 8-year-old me looking at Michelle Pfeiffer in that black leather. I'm like, what is going on here? Top 10, top tier entertainment. And it wasn't over the top. It wasn't too trashy. It was just, she looked very feminine in it. Nowadays, you got Meg Thee Stallion putting out twerk anime. We've come a long way. We've kind of gone down. Like the bar used to be up here and then it kind of gone down here a little bit. I'm just saying. I'd much rather the youngin' see Michelle Pfeiffer in the nice feminine Catwoman outfit, cover head to toe, than Meg Thee Stallion on stage twerking for Kamala Harris. I'm just saying. What do y'all think? And let me know. Lindsay says, I was just thinking about Splinter. He was such a cool rat ninja. Rakita says, shoveling will keep your arm chiseled though. I like it for that. Yeah, it will. But it keep your heart beating like, but you're right about that, Rakita, for sure. All right. Lindsay says, rotisserie rat on the NYC bagel. Lucas, okay, you're talking to somebody else. Armall says, loving the slower life of North Carolina, just miss good pizza and bagels. I know it. I know you are. And sometimes what they do, the New Yorkers, they'll bring some of their shops down. Like being in Virginia, you got some spots that's like New York based. We had some Jamaican restaurants, and I think those are pretty much all New York Jamaicans. Okay, MP, shout out to MP. Yeah, MPs, I think that's a Jamaican dude that run that. And I remember him, but I think he was Jamaican that was in New York and then came to Virginia. I think that's what happened. So there's a lot of that going on. And they have like a pizza spot, like an Italian pizza spot, like authentic Italian pizza spot in Virginia. There was one, I forget what it was called though, but it was fantastic. We used to get their calzones back in the day. Oh my Lord. Man, oh man. You talking about good. Lord, I'm getting hungry right now thinking about it. Them calzones, nothing but the truth. Big back snack to the max, but Lord have mercy. Delicious. Shout out to the Italians. You have great food. And the Mediterraneans. Shout out to the Mediterraneans for your lemon chicken, your hummus, of course, your pita, your baklava, your black olives, all of that. Your wine to go with it. Mwah! Fantastic. The Italians, of course, the pizza, the spaghetti, lasagna, all the cheese dishes, and your wine, of course, as well. Shout out to the Italians. Shout out to all you guys. I appreciate y'all. Shavaria family says, never been to New York City. Wanted to visit, but after the last election there not happening, I totally understand. I get it. Lindsay says, casino was amazing. Absolutely. Instant Swiss Metsgram says, James Wood, good performance. Fantastic performance. His mustache and everything was looking crazy. He had the craziest mustache. And that's funny how these young guys bringing that James Woods 1982 pimp adult film manager mustache back. That's crazy. That's totally crazy. Lindsay says, yeah, for y'all who haven't seen it, watch the whole thing. I believe it's streaming on Netflix. So, okay, there we go. What's going on, Muhammad? Shout out to you. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Okay, Instant Swiss Metsgram says, I think we're in a simulation. You think so? I mean, maybe. But hey, I'm gonna enjoy my time here. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna enjoy my time here and I'm gonna help everybody I can along the way. So hopefully, when the simulation is done and the way future, I'm gonna get a good grade. That's what I hope. Muhammad says, who's my favorite singer? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Like, that's kind of a question that's difficult to answer because you're talking about who can sing the best or just my personal favorite. I don't know. Right now, I like Ty Dolla $ign. Yeah, right now. I'm not saying he's the best ever, of course. You got to talk about Michael, Prince, people like this, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, some of the obvious people. But as of right now, like a guy that's out right now making music, Ty Dolla $ign. The voice, I can feel it. It's kind of hard to explain. And then the stuff with Kanye, Kanye's production is always good, especially on the songs where he's just singing. Listen, if y'all heard Ty Dolla $ign sing the national anthem live, y'all will start crying. If you heard Ty Dolla $ign sing the national anthem live, y'all be crying. Real talk. He got to do that one day, man. Please look, Kanye, Bryson, if you listen, I know you know Kanye, Bryson. Please get the message to Ty Dolla $ign from my lips to your ears. Have him sing the national anthem somewhere. It could be at an LA Dodgers game, LA Lakers, LA Clippers. I don't care. It could be anything. It could be at somebody's graduation, birthday party, something. As long as it gets recorded and I can hear it, I'm good money. That's all I need. That's all I need. Remix says, you guys should watch the documentary, The Fall of the Cabal Crazy. Rose says, Pizza Hut has Michelangelo pizza that was awesome. Okay. All right. Why don't they go check it out? Lindsay says, Michael Keaton and Pfeiffer. Absolutely. Hold on. Tucker says, love the 1989 Batman movie. Came out only a month after I was born. Okay. Shout out to you. Jane Dunphy says, hello, ABL. How are you doing tonight? Everything's great. Thank you for asking. How about yourself? Hopefully everything is well. Iron Spider says, Pizza Hut had those cool TMNT pizza boxes a few years back when the TMNT Mutant Mayhem was being promoted in theaters. Okay. Jane Dunphy says, shell on your back. Hey, get that shell right on my back. I'm Michelangelo. What's up? They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Shout out to you, Lindsay. Mama says, hey, you know you have hummus and baklava. Oh, yeah, I love that. Yeah. Shout out to the Mediterranean food. Where you from, Mohammed? Like somewhere over there in that area? Or just Middle East in general? Because I love hummus, baklava, all of that. Yeah, very, very good food. Yeah, I've not had it in a while, though, but I will get some. When I go, we got a Greek restaurant around here, and they serve it. It's pretty good. Yeah. So next time I go, they got two Greek spots. They got Tzatziki's, kind of like a little chain. Then they got another spot that I go to, like more family restaurant. I was going there during COVID, and they were still they were struggling during COVID because they couldn't get anybody to come out, or it was limited. But I went there during that time just to support what they had going on. But I've been on the diet, so I've not been in a while. I've not been to a lot of my favorite restaurants in a while. I like Thai food, Vietnamese food, Mediterranean. Those are my top three right there. In order, I would say Thai, Viet, and Mediterranean. But I'm not saying Mediterranean is the worst. I'm just saying I love all of them, but I love them in order. And that Thai food, man, oh man, get some of that duck, some of that pad see ew, some of that pad Thai with duck. I went in there one day, me and my ex, shout out to you if you're watching, we went in there one day to this one spot, downtown Chattanooga, and we got some stuff. I don't know if it was Valentine's Day or what was going on. It was something. We wanted to celebrate with this Thai food because we love Thai food. And the dude in the back, he made like the duck shape a heart. I was like, shout out to my guy back there that's looking out on GP. Give him a big tip. Had to. I was like, make sure my man gets some money for that because that was good. Iron Spider says, my favorite version of the Turtles was 03 Foxbox and 09 or 11 Nickelodeon. Oh, okay. See, by that time, I'm way out the game. I didn't even know they were making them at that particular point. I was watching the Turtles like late 80s, early 90s. But I like to check out some of that old stuff to see, how it was. Stay in Ground says, best goat cheese with honey salad. What's that? Mexican flag? Goat cheese and honey salad. Okay. I got to try that. That sounds different, but I'm open to it. Let's rock. Saracen Fall says, Abia, what was your favorite class in high school? My least favorite? That's a good question. So she asked me, what was my favorite class in high school and my least favorite? My favorite class, anything dealing with English. anything dealing with reading and writing, anything dealing with that. Cause I was easily like, that was my easiest class. It was so easy for me to do. And I enjoyed reading. I enjoyed writing. I have glasses for a reason. These are not fashionable. I started wearing glasses when I was like 8 years old because I would read so much at home, at school, but mostly at home I read. And I couldn't at a certain point see the board. I'm in class. I'm like this. I'm spinning at the board and they realize, okay, you need some glasses. So I've been wearing them ever since. So anything dealing with that. My least favorite, Algebra 2. I don't know why, man. It was so weird because algebra, to me, I needed better teachers because I don't know. I just wasn't really good at that. Algebra 1 was okay, but I didn't do as good as I could have. Algebra 2, I don't know. I think by that time I was ready to be done because it was late. I was ready to be finished with school anyway, but we took geometry after algebra and geometry was a breeze. That was the easiest class I ever had in my life because it was just dealing with shapes. To me, in my brain, the shapes and the shape dimensions make more sense than adding, subtracting, multiplying letters. You know, if it's adding letters, that made less sense to me than the dimensions of a shape. Because a triangle is a triangle, circle is a circle, square is a square, rectangle, all that stuff makes sense. And area, all of that, and measurements, to me, that's simple. So I could easily go out there and be a contractor and say, okay, we got to get another 16th of an inch. We got to get another half inch. We got to get another, got to get another foot, half foot, quarter foot, eighth, 16th, 32. All of that made sense. But when it came to adding X plus Y and Z, it didn't compute in my brain. So to answer your question, my most favorite, anything dealing with reading, anything dealing with the English language, and my least favorite, Algebra 2. Tucker fan says, I was not great at math. I was great at other subjects. There you go. I had some math. I have some math, but just not all math. But anything dealing with reading, anything dealing with writing, the human language, I've pretty much mastered. Lindsay says, I actually love math. I'm quick and I understand percentages and whatnot, but the dang slope lines bug me. See, all that extra stuff, the slope lines, percentages is easy. I can calculate that in my head for the most part. But percentages and all that kind of makes sense. But all the extra stuff, I couldn't do nothing with it. Jay says geometry light. But yeah, when they started throwing imaginary numbers, that was wow. Exactly. And like I said, we took geometry in 10th grade, algebra 1 in the 9th grade. I'm like, to me, it should have been reversed because geometry, I could have done that when I was in like 6th grade. But algebra was different. It was weird, but they took geometry later. I never made sense. I think people just learn differently. Okay, hold on. We got something. Iron Spider says, ABL, my JP was that Japanese. Shout out to you with the Asians. Anyway, ABL, my, I guess, Japanese girlfriend wants to invite me to a baseball game, but now it's such a boring game now, and I haven't watched and I genuinely enjoyed since Derek Jeter versus Aaron Rodriguez were competing with each other. Well, I mean, you're not really going to watch the game. You're just going to spend time with her, and you're going for the concessions and just to be part of the crowd. Like, people just go there just to have something to do and go outside. So I would go. Why not? Go to a baseball game and just spend time with her. Yeah, and get some snacks. And really, I don't know what kind of game you're going to. I don't know who you're seeing to play. I don't know who you're going to watch play. But if you're in Atlanta, you can make it a whole day because you got the battery right there. So once you leave the game or before you go to the game, they got shops and restaurants and all that kind of stuff right there. They got bars. You get a hotel right there. There's all kind of hotels right there. You could just make it be an event, make it be an outing, rather than just worry about the game itself being boring. Do things around it and make it fun for you. If she want to go, she going to enjoy it. You find ways to enjoy it yourself. But the primary thing is you going for your girlfriend. Yeah, go ahead, man. Go to the baseball game. It'll be fun. Now, here's my question. Who are you going to see play and in what city are you going to go in? That's going to be $1 million. If you're going to New York, I don't know what's going with New York. You might have to be, I don't know what's going on, but it depends on where you're going. Atlanta, if somebody If I had a Japanese girlfriend and said, hey, let's go see the Braves at the Brave Stadium out there in Marietta. Come on, let's go. Let's do it. Armal says, watch World Baseball Classic, good baseball. Lindsay says, buy your jersey and she'll cherish it. Exactly. Buy your jersey. Well, I don't know what kind of money you got. I ain't trying to put, make you start buying stuff. But yeah, nah. Get her a souvenir, a baseball hat of the team, something like that. Yeah. I would say do that. Even if it's minor league or whatever, you could do something like that for sure. And then if you enjoy doing certain things that she may not necessarily know a lot about, you invite her to that. You did what she wanted to do. Okay, now let's go do this. And they all doing things for each other. Yeah, that'll be fun. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. The time done flown so fast. It's already 10:35. That's crazy. I'll stay for a little while longer. I'm trying to preserve my voice because we got the stream coming up tomorrow. And if you guys don't know, since I got a captive audience, we'll be on YouTube live tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, on the YouTubes. Go to the link in the bio. Go to YouTube, search ABL. I'll pop right up if you don't know. Iron Spider says, LA Dodgers. I'm mostly a fan of hockey, football, and motorsports. Oh, you're going to be in LA, bro. Make it be a whole big thing. Make it be a thing, bro. You're going to go to Dodger Stadium? Man, please. Do that, man. Take some pictures. Just make it be an event. Make it be an event. Don't worry about like what you like the most. Just go do that. If she wants you to go with her, just go have the experience. You don't have to like it because you like her. That's why she's your girlfriend. That's why you with her. Spend time with her and make it be an event. Get some concessions, get a little souvenir, take some pictures. Okay. She will have a little outfit on, her little jersey on, her little Japanese schoolgirl type situation. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Pictures of that. Put that in your personal collection. You know what I'm saying? And you good. Hey, get her in the whole, you know what I'm talking about. Click, and you good money. Man, I'll have a ball. Hey, matter of fact, Iron Spider, if you don't take her, I'm going to take her. I'm just playing. I am just playing. Seriously. All right. Lindsay says, hold on. I once went to the Kentucky Derby. No real show, but the location lets you gamble. Can't remember because beers are $1 each. But I thought I won a mega jackpot. I stood up in my chair screaming. Turned out the 3 on the chart was an 8 glitching. It was a glitch, huh? Everyone watched me fall on my knees, pleading. Hey, I get it. Miss Fine says, did you see the New York City Socialist grocery store closed after 1 week? Maybe you mentioned it before I got on here. Now, I saw one that they said was fake. I've not seen another one. I got to check it out. I got to see if it's an update that I've missed. But no, I've not seen that one. If it's what I'm thinking about, I thought it might have been fake, but it might be a new one that I've not seen. So I got to check it out after I get off. But shout out to you, Miss Fine. Thank you for the question. I appreciate you. Iron Spider says, true, thanks, ABL and chatters. Hey, man, it's all good, man. Let me know how it went, man, when you go on a date. Hey, man, take plenty of pictures, get some concessions. You know, when they're singing the songs, and they're doing the wave, just enjoy it. It's an experience. You're not even going to watch the game. When I go to stuff like that, I don't even watch the game. I just try to have fun in the stands. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Now, if I go to a basketball game, it's different. But anything like that, yeah, I'm going to just have fun in the stands. They call it the great American pastime, not the great American sport I love, and it's the best thing in the world, you know? But yo, now Iron Spider, is she Japanese though? I just want to clarify, just for, I'm just asking for me. But no, is she Japanese for real? Because yeah, you got to keep her, bro. Mr. Muhammad says, when's the last football game you went to? It's been a long time, a football game. I don't know. I went to a high school football game recently, but not like a pro game. Yeah, I'm gonna go to a pro game this year, I think. Try to go to an Atlanta Hawks game because it's right down the way. Yeah, man. Hey, Japanese, yeah. Better keep that, bro, because I will. Hey, man, if you don't want her, it's okay. Just go ahead and say, hey, you know what? There's this guy, man. He's a really good guy. You should go ahead and get with him. His name is ABL. You know what I mean? Here's his Instagram. Here's his Instagram. She's tomboyish. Oh, that's the best ones right there. They're not going to be super emotional. Hey, you need that, man. Keep that. Yeah. You pretty much, hey, what you're doing right now, you're selling her to me. You're telling her, he was like, yeah, man, she's Japanese and she's 5'10" and she's a tomboy. It's like, hey, man, give me more music to my ears. What else? Was she America's Next Top Model? Does she have a big Instagram following? Like, what's going on, bro? I'm just playing. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video some hearts, give the video some thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. We send what Trump says, love the hat. Where'd you get it? That is ablmerch.com. Again, ablnerch.com. That's my website, ablmerch.com. Get your hats right there. Matter of fact, I'm going to do my whole spiel. ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. We got the hats, the t-shirts, the stickers, the hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website, ablmerch.com. All right. Hopefully that helps. Shout out to you. Thank you for the question. Lindsay says, I once went to Fort Bragg. I think it was near Atlantic Ocean. Anywho, to be silly, I stuck my face inside of a canyon in front of my date and a freaking bird flew out to my face. The bird's like, can I help you, miss? Like, what are we doing? You're in my house right now. Like, what's going on? That's funny. Very funny. We send what Trump says, God bless you. Thank you. Well, thank you. And God bless you as well. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. I got a little bit more time left. And again, I'll be live again tomorrow on the YouTubes. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all know I couldn't do any of this without you. And let me see if I got all the questions, comments, concerns. Let's see. I think I got everybody. All right. That'll be a wrap for me. You guys have been fantastic. This stream just flew on by. But until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out and peace.